In a few hours, the candidates will be right here, facing off in the Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce and Algoma University debate. This is likely going to be their last chance to face each other before Thursday's election. Right here we've got Rory Ring from the Chamber and Trevor Cheer from the University, and they're going to tell us a little bit about what we can expect. Rory, what's this debate going to be all about?
Well, really, we want to give the opportunity for the candidates to address some of those key issues that are not only part of the Chamber of Commerce, but also just the general community. Many of our members are economic generators for the community, create jobs. The Chamber represents about 15,000 employees. And we want to make sure that they know what some of the critical issues are and how the individual that occupies that chair in Queen's Park is going to represent Sault Ste. Marie. So
you've talked to some of your members and you have a pretty good idea what they want to know. I mean, can you tell us, I guess, what are they hoping to hear from these candidates?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the key elements for the Chamber membership is the cumulative effect of current public policy that increases the cost of doing business in Ontario. And that makes it harder for a small business to operate. You know, a small business is the backbone of the economy. They employ 80% of the people in Ontario, small and medium-sized enterprises. And, you know, it's necessary to make sure that our representative is making sure that they're doing their best for what we call public policy that's friendly to business.
Excellent. So, Trevor, maybe you can help us by setting up the situation in this by-election.
Sure. This by-election is occurring because David Orizzetti, the former member for this area, stepped down a number of months ago. He was a Liberal candidate who'd served several terms, and it's been a really competitive campaign, and I think it's going to be a competitive debate. Several of the candidates really believe that this seat is up for grabs, and it's indicated really by the provincial polls. The governing Liberals are behind in most polls that you read right now to the Conservatives. The NDP, however, has done well in northern ridings as well traditionally. So the NDP leader and the Conservative leader have both visited Sault Ste. Marie riding several times, even in the months leading up to the by-election campaign. The Premier has also been here to support the Liberal candidate. So you really get the sense, both in Sault Ste. Marie and from some people that you speak to in the media down in Toronto, that this debate is close and that the whole province is watching what happens here, because the general election is only a year away at most, and so this debate, this by-election can really be a litmus test for the general election coming up in a very short time.
So lots of eyes on that.
Yeah.
You've been working with students to kind of come up with some of these questions that people are going to hear tonight. What are the issues? What do people want to know?
Actually, I've been more involved with faculty on this question because we're the spring and summer semester, and there's only a few classes going on right now. But it's been really interesting because we have faculty from all over the region, country, and world with a diverse set of interests in education. And so I solicited some questions from the full and part-time faculty, the Xinhua Kunumagi Gamig, and the Nordic Institute. And we got a really wide breadth of questions back, and I've edited them down and chosen some to be presented by the Algoma University. And so I think that it's a really interesting debate because you have a lot of questions about the economy coming particularly from the Chamber and from Algoma University, although our questions absolutely relate to the economy. There are some other topics as well that are wide in breadth that's having to do with how Sault Ste. Marie can in the end transition to a low carbon economy and help protect our wonderful natural environment here in the Soo. We want to hear from the candidates about healthcare, about relationships with Indigenous peoples and the whole project of reconciliation. We want to hear about transportation infrastructure, which is huge here in the north, as well as what the parties want to do to ensure the long-term viability of post-secondary education here in the north and innovation and research development.
Great. You're going to want to check out the debate tonight starting at 7. It's going to run to 9. We'll be live streaming on Sault Today, courtesy Shaw, which will be broadcasting from the Civic Centre. Any final thoughts, Rory?
Yeah, I think it's very important for our citizens here to go out and vote. It is an inalienable right for them to participate in a democracy, and voting is part of that. So we really encourage everybody to take, the short time that it does take, but to go out and cast your vote.